Hello everyone! In today's video, I'll be providing a tutorial of how I reached wave 123 in 87 minutes. We'll cover placement guides, where to skip, and how to prepare for the next wave. Let's start with the placement guide. Placing player 2's leprechaun in that position provides significant assistance in placing the hypers early on. Now, player 1 needs to take the lead in setting up. As you can see, we're placing 4 hypers in a row across the lava, and then continuing with 6 more hypers in a row from here. Next, player 2 will place 6 hypers to the right of those. Then, a hyper is placed at the front of the lava and leveled up all the way. Another one is built in the next empty space, and an Astro UTC is built to the left of that. Then, player 1 places a DJ TV man inside the lava and aligns it well with the leprechaun's position to complete the setup. Around wave 48, Mewing TV man should be placed to cover all routes. Around wave 54, player 2 sells 1 hyper at the back and builds a new one here. The reason for this is that the hyper at the very back doesn't provide any help in the early waves, especially since it hasn't received the leprechaun buff. Around wave 59, player 1 adds another hyper next to the DJ TV man. And around wave 61, player 2 adds one next to that. By wave 63, player 1 sells and rebuilds 1 hyper at the back. Around wave 74, player 2 sells another hyper at the back, builds another Astro, and changes the target to the strongest. The reason for building the Astro now is that there's really no opportunity to attack that hypers at the back anymore. By wave 86, I used the time stop, but my intention was to use the Mech Bunny Titan. I thought I should use it now to prepare for the glitches at wave 95. By wave 94, player 1 sells the Santa TV man and builds a new hyper. We still haven't built the second DJ TV man, but we're going to do that now. By wave 100, when player 2 places the last hyper here, the placement is really finished. You don't necessarily need to follow it exactly, but it's good to know how it goes. Of course, you can follow it exactly if you want. Before getting into the skip strategy, I strongly recommend syncing my full non-edit video with your gameplay time. This will be very helpful. Up to wave 86, nothing should happen. If something happens or the time difference is too much, it's a bad server, so I recommend moving on to the next game. As I mentioned earlier, the reason for using the time stop at wave 87 is not only to cool down, but also because it's best when all the hypers are facing the same direction. If the enemies are divided, the AoE damage of the hypers won't be evenly distributed. Also, remember the time when you use the time stop, as you can use it again after 5 minutes. At wave 90, stop your auto skip and permanently stun the Broken Heart toilet, which I failed to do. At wave 94, I waited a bit, and here you have 2 options. The first is to handle all the enemies up to wave 94, which is really a safe way. The second is to keep turning on auto skip, use time stop, and handle the glitches at wave 95, which is the best for time reduction. But it often doesn't work out. It is up to you. Then, skip to wave 100. When waiting for the turkeys to be killed, call wave 101. Change the Astro's target from strongest to weakest, and change the targets of the front hypers to weakest, about 10 of them. After handling the glitches, skip to wave 103 and change the targets of all hypers back to the first and change the Astro back to the strongest. Handle the quad rocket toilets at wave 103. And when done, call wave 104 and change the Astro's target to weakest again. When the DJ toilet's health is around 20%, we'll skip to the next wave, and we'll handle waves 105, 106, and 107 together. Time stop will be needed here, so be prepared. It's better to use time stop before the glitches use their skills. After handling all the quad rocket toilets, except for about 5 hypers at the back, change all targets to the strongest. The turkeys will naturally die, and when the DJ toilet's health is about 10%, We'll skip. Call waves 108 and 109 together. Skip when the pumpkin toilet's health is below 20%. Call waves 110 and 111 together and handle them. When the pumpkin comes forward to the Mech Bunny Titan and its health is around 50%, call wave 112. Around the time when the wave 112 enemies merge with the pumpkin, change the Hyper's target to first. Skip when the remaining enemy's health is about 10%. Handle waves 113 and 114 together, and be prepared to use time stop at wave 114 for the glitches. When the enemies from wave 113 are cleared, change the targets of all Hypers except for about 5 at the back to the strongest. It's not clearly visible, but skip when the DJ toilet's health is about 40%. Time stop will also be needed at wave 115, but player 1 felt uneasy and built another Hyper instead of rebuilding the Mech Bunny Titan when the enemies were almost dead. Call waves 116 and 117 together. Skip to wave 118 when the enemy's health is about 20%. Time stop will be needed at wave 118 as well. After using time stop, change the targets of all Hypers back to first. Then start wave 119. Handle the quad rocket toilets and call wave 120 when the enemy's health is about 20%. Since I wanted to hit the Astro boss from the beginning, I only changed the targets of 3 Hypers to the strongest. If the Astro boss becomes the front runner, I will change it back to the first. Use time stop on the Astro toilet at wave 120 to handle it safely. While killing the remaining turkeys, change the targets of all Hypers to the weakest. Skip to wave 123 after killing the turkeys. After safely handling the glitches, carefully check the enemies at wave 123. We won't kill 2 quad rocket missiles. When you feel it's almost done, sell the Mewing TV Man first. After all enemies at wave 123 are killed, sell the Astro UTC as well. Now, just make sure the 2 quad rocket toilets go into the basement first. Keep in mind how it flows like this, and I recommend trying it from wave 90 while syncing your gameplay time. I'll display the targets of the Hypers and the Astro on the screen. Good luck to everyone!